news, everyone?
If you guys ever have anything you want me to talk about, just jump into the Discord. There's a channel for the news. You can drop whatever articles you would like me to talk about. Just a couple here today. First off, Palworld devs sign a deal with Sony to form Palworld Entertainment and expand the IP. So, from what I understood about this, there's not much going on with, like, it's not like Sony publishing or anything like that. It is more about merchandising. But we can definitely get into it. The developers of Palworld have signed a deal with Sony to form a new business called Palworld Entertainment to capitalize on the breakout success of the video game by expanding the IP. Japan-based Pocket Pair announced a joint venture with Sony Music Entertainment in Japan and Aniplex to establish Palworld Entertainment for the purpose of accelerating the multifaceted global development of Palworld and its further expansion. This is not a publishing deal for Palworld, the video game, or an acquisition by Sony, rather an attempt to make the most of the game's huge popularity with non-video game products such as merchandise and music. The newly formed business, headed by Pocket Pair CEO, is responsible for global licensing and marketing or merchandising activities associated with Palworld. So, like I said, I saw this and I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. So Sony's gonna kind of try and help, you know, maybe publish some things for them. And apparently, no, that is not the case. They are just going to be trying to work on marketing because they want that sweet deal that that Pokemon has at this point with all their merchandising, which is probably not gonna happen. But yeah, pretty crazy. Mike's Hard and more. I don't like beer, not for me. Hey, that's okay, buddy. Drink whatever you would like. I mean, I don't know. Whenever alcohol is mixed with like a lot of sugar and stuff, man, it's not a good, it's gonna be a bad time. Usually it's where you get a lot of the hangovers and stuff. Alcohol and sugar, when they're mixed like that, it just doesn't work out that great. Although it's crazy because a lot of times, I'm pretty sure, I'm not 100, but I'm pretty sure you have to have sugar to make alcohol, but that's a whole different thing, I believe. So yeah, pretty interesting stuff. Severance season 2 is finally getting a 2025 premiere date and a teaser. So I never got to see Severance because I think it's like on Apple TV. I don't know how many people actually have Apple TV or Apple TV Plus or whatever it's called. But I heard really good things about Severance, and everything I saw kind of looked really interesting. So I thought this was pretty cool. But I think people will be very excited about this. At long last, we have a premiere date for the second season of Severance, although it's not until next year. Apple TV Plus announced on Wednesday that the first episode of Severance Season 2 will premiere on the streaming platform on Friday, January 17th, 2025, which is just at the beginning of next year. Very cool. Followed by one episode every Friday through March 21st. We also got a quick 40-second teaser for the 10-episode season, which sees a number of familiar faces back at Lumen. Yeah, pretty cool. Like I said, it looks pretty good. I'll be interested to see how season 2 kind of gets, how people feel about it. And then, at some point I'll have to try and figure out how to get into it. I guess, getting Apple TV Plus or whatever, but X-Men 97 reportedly hires the What If director, writer. Oh, I don't know why I said director. Hires the What If writer Matthew Chauncey for season 3. Marvel has reportedly hired What If director Matthew Chauncey for season 3 of Disney Plus animation series X-Men 97. Yeah, we already knew that. As reported by Deadline, Chauncey was writer and executive story editor for What If and worked on 15 episodes in total. He also wrote a teleplay for the Disney Plus miniseries Miss Marvel and was a script doctor for the 2022 film Thor: Love and Thunder. Ooh, that's a good one to have under your belt. Oh man, this guy seems super qualified. Oh, now, damn. The script for X-Men 97 Season 2 has reportedly been revised and is currently in production with Season 3's development underway. Series creator Bo DeMaio had already completed his work on the first 2 seasons before he was fired a week before the show's premiere. Ooh. You know that's good. You know it's good when you get fired just as it's coming out. It's coming out next year. Daredevil is interesting too. I never watched Echo, and I know he was in that a little bit. I should probably go around and check it out at some point. Love and Thunder wrote no, right? Apparently he was the script doctor for that one. Even he couldn't fix it apparently. Maybe he didn't have. I mean, listen, it's a big production, so I can't put it all on one guy, right? And this is just whatever. So yeah, I think What If has been a pretty decent show. I don't think it's great, but like, I feel like cool. This is a a nice little touch to the already what I've heard excellent X-Men 97. So I do need to go around and get around and watch it at some point. I just haven't gone there yet. I also have this trailer for a Switch game or something. There's a little teaser called Amio, and people are confused. But yeah, let's take a look real quick, and then we'll have a little talk about this here. That's it. That's the whole thing right there. Very confused. Also, I don't know what this says. Oh, sorry. I don't know what this says. What was that? So this is a whole thing where it is just confusing. This is from Nintendo, and people were just rightfully confused because they're like, I don't completely understand what's happening. So much so that there was an actual article that came up about it. Nintendo was teasing an unsettling new horror game with a creepy smiling man. And people were just confused. Nintendo really woke up this morning and chose chaos by dropping a deeply unsettling short teaser for what seems to be a new horror game. We're not sure if this of the title yet, but it might be called Amio or possibly Smiling Man. What the heck was that? Nintendo fans are baffled. There are almost no details as to what this Amio thing is. Apart from the trailer, the only other info we have is that Nintendo tweeted about it across its US, Europe, and Japanese accounts this morning with the hashtag Who is Amio? There's an official Nintendo website too, which just features the creepy dude standing there and occasionally briefly changing his expression. We've confirmed that the kanji in the background of all the teasers read Laughing Man or Smiling Man. Ooh, that's interesting. So that's what I was trying to find out what the kanji said. I'm glad that they did it. Laughing Man or Smiling Man. Evening peeps. Yo, Title, what's happening, buddy? How you doing, bud? Yeah, I just thought this was pretty funny because I saw the article and the trailer or the teaser, and I was like, okay, cool. I'm down with it. I wasn't expecting there to be such a thing about it. So, but I think it's kind of interesting for like Nintendo to do stuff like this, so people are paying more attention. Yeah, so very interesting. We will see. this next one, Star Wars iconic Princess Leia bikini up for auction at about $30,000 and counting. I always love when iconic things go up for auction just to see what's gonna happen, because good Christ, sometimes they can be crazy. So Princess Leia's iconic bikini from Star Wars Episode 6 Return of the Jedi is currently up for auction at a price of $30,000 and counting. I'll get the page ready here. We'll take a look and see where it's at now. As reported by Variety, the costume is listed on Heritage Auctions as one of the several Star Wars lots and has already reached $30,000 figure with 15 days left as of July 11th. Ooh. The beloved Carrie Fisher wore the bikini while her character was imprisoned by Jabba the Hutt, and Leia later killed the giant alien slug while wearing it. That's a description if I've ever heard one. But yeah, so current bid is still 30,000. That's okay. But yeah, if anybody has a cool like $30,000+, you know, I guess you have to have 31,000. That's the next minimum. You can go ahead and get into it there. That is absolute craziness. So what are the other ones? Pedro Pascal's Din Djarin helmet is 20,000. Jesus Christ. 230. Oh, for a Spirit of Christmas TV. What the fuck is this? These are not even the same fucking things. Concept art. Oh, okay. This one's going for about 30,000 as well. Interesting. But yeah, I always like to see when stuff goes up for auction like that. It's kind of cool. Oh my god, what the fuck? A screen matched hero of Gold Leader for $300,000. Jesus Christ. You think it might be too much? What's the next minimum? Bid the next minimum. Oh. I think so the next minimum is literally 300,000. So I don't think anybody's bid on this yet. That's the starting bid. All right. Well, seems reasonable, right? My guess is people are not actually buying that one. Oh yeah. See, this one says current bid. So people are not even, nobody's even going for those ones. Those are just the ones that are like, guys, we should totally list this for way too much. But yeah, I always like to see how that kind of stuff shakes out, because stuff like that is just, it's wild how expensive it can be. Like even when I saw this the bikini thing for like 30,000, I was like, that's a lot of money. I was like, also it's Star Wars, I get it, like it's gonna be expensive. So very very expensive. Seems reasonable. I love it. Yeah, we'll go ahead and get into this next one. Shelley Duvall, star of The Shining and Popeye, passed away at 75. I didn't realize she's only 75. That's actually a lot younger than I expected. Yeah, so the Hollywood Reporter Rice Duvall died in her sleep from complications resulting from diabetes. Her life partner Dan Gilroy confirmed her passing to the outlet. My dear, sweet, wonderful life partner and friend left us. Too much suffering lately. Now she's free. Fly away, beautiful Shelley. Yeah, I only really remember her from The Shining, where she was, you know, pretty phenomenal. Having to take on such a role as playing opposite of Jack Nicholson, that is crazy. And I think she really killed it. So, but yeah, and as always, when stuff like this happens, I always think it's a good time to go back and kind of revisit some of the movies and things that people took a part of, or whatever creative outlets they had, and just go back and enjoy them. yeah, let's go ahead and get into this next one. This one, I mean, listen, I'm a little bit surprised. So Redbox is officially shutting down. I mean, I'm just gonna, I'll go there first. But I'm more surprised because I thought that Redbox was already kind of done. I think I've only used Redbox once. Really? That's crazy, dude. I was just gonna talk about. I'll get into the actual whole thing here in a second, but I remember very vividly when Redbox first kind of came out, was first hitting the scene. There was kind of like this void where there was no like place to like rent movies or anything. Like everything was like kind of online for the most part, but it wasn't as accessible as it was now. You know, at least when it kind of hit in around me. Later on, there ended up being like some other like movie places you could go and rent movies and do all that kind of stuff. But there was like, you know, if you wanted to see a movie, it was hard to find places, you know, because a lot of times I think Netflix was like one of the only ones I really remember having, you know, a place you could check to see if it was streaming there. And if it wasn't a lot of other streaming services at the time. So I went to, I had hit up the Redbox kind of a few times, if I'm being honest. On a Friday night, I didn't know what I was gonna do. I hit up the Redbox and check out what was there. Sometimes I'd be like, oh shoot, that movie's there. Cool, I'm gonna pick it up. A couple of years ago, yeah, I knew they kind of were diving away from some of their other things, but like games and stuff. But yeah, they had kind of a selection, you know, and they were around a couple of places. Because I remember I would go to like a Redbox looking for like maybe a hot title, and they wouldn't have it, so you'd go to the next one to see if they did. And then I think later on you could get an app or a website, I forget which one, and you could go to find it and reserve it, then drive over to the Redbox and get it. But no, they were a cool company. For a minute there, they had their time, but I think they just there was no world where they were gonna be around for forever. There's no way. Bought Final Fantasy 15 from one for like $5, bro. That's a good deal. I mean, not if you ask me, but like if you like Final Fantasy, that seems like a good deal. I think you paid like $6 too many. But no, yeah, that's cool. I'll say like when those kind of things happen, those are the best kind of rewards to get from those things, is when they're like, we got to get rid of this stock, like we're gonna sell it at a pretty cheap price. Like, cool, I can help you out with that. The days of heading down to the Red kiosk to rent a DVD are ending, as Redbox announced after 22 years it is officially shutting down. As Variety reports, Redbox parent company Chicken Soup for the Soul Entertainment changed its Chapter 11 bankruptcy case to Chapter 7 yesterday. As a result, Redbox will shut down all of its DVD rental kiosks and streaming services. I didn't know they had streaming services. That's kind of insane. Redbox was launched in 2002. That is way earlier than I used them. They were not that popular around that time. Redbox's DVD kiosk rentals were spotted at various locations, including fast food restaurants, grocery stores, and pharmacies. Its convenience and affordable pricing made it widely popular among consumers, and 5 years after its initial launch would surpass Blockbuster in terms of number of locations, because the locations were very easy to set up. You did not have to have a whole physical store. In addition to movies, Redbox also offered video game rentals. Unfortunately, the company would stop video game rentals altogether in 2019. Additionally, Redbox delved into video streaming, launching Redbox On Demand in 2017 and Redbox Free Live TV in 2020, the latter a free live TV streaming service with ads. Several months later, the company announced Redbox Plus, a yearly subscription offering subscribers incentives such as extended return times and 12 or 24 rentals. Yeah, yeah, like I said, I know just a little about some of those things, but yeah, bad marketing will do some of that. Yeah, I just think that they had a very specific window in which they were probably very big, where they could make that they were in that sweet spot before all the streaming kind of happened, and after a lot of the video stores really shut down. So there's like a prime window in there where they could thrive for a minute. But unfortunately, it's hard to be that company that makes that jump to the next thing. Like Netflix is super, super lucky. I know they probably look at it as like, we were just really smart. Like, no, they were not. They made that, they did the whole DVDs to your door thing for a minute there, and they were like, this is great. And then they had to end up shuttering that at some point. I mean, it was pretty recently, but them making that jump over to streaming was like that. It seemed like very much like an afterthought when it first happened. And since it has become their whole thing, so most companies don't get to be Netflix. Most companies end up being Redbox. Oh God. All right. This will be the last actual article we'll talk about. It's a little intense. I'm just gonna say it. All right, guys. Doom fans go a little too far this time, guys. Doom, people be putting the original Doom on everything, and I think it's humanity. We've passed the point of return. I think we've made mistakes, guys. I think we've made mistakes. I don't know how. I was gonna say I don't know how we get back from here, and I don't think there's any way we can. Let's just read. Let me read the title, and then let me read the subtitle, because the subtitle is just intense. Doom fans go too far. Port the shooter to a sex toy. Here's the subtitle, just because I like the subtitle just as much as the main here. Slaying demons in id's classic 90s FPS has never felt so good. You sick sons of bitch. Zach, the dude who fucking wrote this, you sick bastard. It's pretty clever though. Never asked whether or not we should. Yeah. Only saw if we could. I did do a little skim on some of the things. I mean, listen, I don't think this is anything very over the top. Listen, it's an 18 plus stream, and so if this is too much for you, I'm sorry. This is I obviously joking, but like, bro, it's a sex toy. Get over yourself. Like, there's so many more clutch or pearls things to be mad about. I bring forth yet another Doom port. This time someone has ported the classic and beloved shooter, famously playable on nearly every device, to an electronic fleshlight, a sex toy molded after a body part that you can stick your bits in. Wow. Zach is being very open about this one. And if you kill a demon, well, you'll get a little bit of pleasure for it. Zach, bro. First released in 1993, Doom from id Software is one of the most popular video games ever made, and thanks to devs sharing the shooter's source code in the late 90s, folks have ported Doom to all sorts of devices, including calculators, lawnmowers, and ATMs. Someone recently got it running in Fortnite. Now, let's add Fleshlight to the ever-growing list of things you can play Doom on. Oh, Jesus. Dom Doom, Jesus Christ. As first spotted by Destructoid, YouTuber and tech tinkerer Aaron Christoffel has uploaded a new video showcasing his latest odd way to play Doom. Previously, he had ported Doom to an electronic toothbrush. This time, his latest creation is Little NSFW. The content creator was able to get the original Doom running on a Tiburon sex toy. Bro, whoa. You ain't gotta throw out the name here. We're not sponsored by some fucking... I don't even... Specifically one marketed as an automatic telescopic masturbator. Wow. Okay. According to Christoffel, this was one of the only electronic fleshlights that he could find that had a built-in screen. Once he got his hands on the sex toy, the creator cracked it open and stuck some extra hardware inside to help the device run Doom. God, I don't know if there's anything else I really want to read about this. Like, listen. To me, I think this is just one of those ones where the guy literally did this because he knows it's funny and it's gonna catch headlines. You know, like there's nothing else to it. I don't even feel like it's actually one of those things that's actually it's not even probably that impressive, but it is one of those ones where you're like, yeah, like you're gonna get headlines here, bro. A choice the writer made, bro. The writer, I'm telling you, Zach, the writer of this article, he was going places on this one, man. He was feeling good about this. And I'm sorry for my poor choice of words. There's no way to talk about this without it being a little wild. All right, I need to stop looking at this thing. Let's close out of that real quick. I just want to talk about what was the game for Epic this week. Yo, I really enjoyed this game. Oh, I'm glad, because I didn't even look at it until now. I left it unread. Euphemisms in there, bro. whatever his bet was, he definitely won that bet. So it is Thursday, and on Thursday Epic always has a free game. This week it is Floppy Nights. I don't know much about Floppy Nights, but it is the free game on Epic, so make sure that you're checking it out and grabbing it, because it's free. And also stamped of approval by Cyclo with quote, I really enjoyed this game. So make sure you guys check it out. I probably will, because like I said, why not? It's free. Outside of that, that'll go ahead and wrap it up for the news. Appreciate all you guys coming out and hanging out. And I'll see y'all on the other side.